Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, March 12th. And we started with one that is a very long looking word, but we can make it shorter in 3 syllables. And we don't have to say the middle R. You can, but it's just totally correct to also drop it and make it more easy. Worcestershire or Worcestershire sauce. I use the first one, Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. And then the noun form of narcissism. Narcissism. And the person is narcissist. Narcissist. The adjective moves the stress to the syllable before the ick. Whenever a word ends with the IC that makes it an adjective, then usually the syllable before it is stressed. So that's what's happening here. Narcissistic, narcissistic. And the name of this little thing, instead of star, which is much easier to say, you can also say asterisk. I just moved the R over to the risk side to help you remember that it ends in like a real word, risk. Asterisk. Asterisk. This is a Spanish word, but most Americans don't pronounce it very Spanish style. We just make it jalapeno or jalapeno with a Y before the O, as in what you might see on a menu, jalapeno poppers. Misogynist, misogynist. And that brought up the topic of obstetrician and gynecologist. And I highlighted or used bold for the OB and the GY because often it's referred to as OBGYN, and that's where the letters are coming from. Turmeric. This is an example of it ending in IC and the stress not being on the syllable before. It's not following that rule. Turmeric. Turmeric. I always mispronounce this and put stress on the wrong syllable. So I have to think in my head what I'm asking you to do is associate it with a word that has the same pattern. In this case, this pattern 1, 2, 3, I think sunflower. So sunflower, turmeric might help me make that association to remember it. Um, on this tab down here, copy of stress patterns, this is another way of organizing words. And this I have filled in with my words that help me remember these patterns. So 1, 2, baby. 1, 2, balloon. 1, 2, 3, sunflower. 1, 2, 3, develop. 1, 2, 3, understand. So as you can copy this and put this on your own drive and then fill in words, and if you go down the column you'll have all words with the same pattern, and then when you say them you should fall into that pattern 1, 2, 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You will fall into a pattern if you're stretching the stressed vowel longer. Okay. Entrepreneur. Dun 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 dun. Entrepreneur. Measure. Measure. You need the vowel as in head, and you need zh with lots of airflow, which is different than major. You need the vowel a as in hay, and you need to stop the airflow for the j. So measure. Don't let your tongue touch completely to the top, or it'll block the airflow. Measure. You need to have a space for the air to flow. And if you have trouble finding that position, say sh first and then add voicing. Make sound. Shh. And it's good practice if this is a difficult sound for you to push a lot of air because it's going to require a lot of air pressure because you're creating a lot of turbulence. 13 is j. You do have to touch, the tongue does have to touch the top of the mouth and pull down quickly and release the pressure that's been building up behind. So when you release the air, you create sound at the same time. Major, j, j, major, measure, major. Anesthetist. This is I think difficult combination going from the S to the TH. So take your time. Anesthetist. You're going from behind the teeth to between to back behind for the T. Anesthetist. Attire. attire is something you wear, but when we say this attire, it sounds exactly like a tire. Immigrants, immigrants. Remedies, remedies, same pattern. Brow and brown. You won't really hear the N because you're just holding it there, brown. And then that brought up what I remember as a kid learning when American kids are learning how to read and associate sound and spelling. How now, brown cow, was something that had repetition of the same spelling and sound. How now, brown cow? And another one was the fat black cat sat on the mat. Lots of practice. Um, and we talked about when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking and he says his name. And that's how Brain sounds like a brain, but the name Brian sounds like I because you hear the first vowel, I. And that's where we stopped. So I'm sorry we didn't get to all of these, but I hope it was helpful. So thank you and have a good day.